It won't take long for you to figure out after your first night flight that things are different in the dark. But there's no reason that night flying should be any more difficult than flying in the daytime. It's just different. There are not a lot of regulatory differences while flying at night, but you'll find it worthwhile to learn how to adjust some of your techniques and procedures for night flying. If you'll be flying outside the local airport environment, always consider what-if scenarios and the unlikely event that you'll need to make an emergency off-airport landing. Try to plan a route that takes you along populated and well-lit areas. If that's not possible, at a bare minimum, try to avoid flying over inhospitable terrain at low altitudes. You should always file and open a VFR flight plan at night with flight service so that your flight path is on record. It's also a good idea to call up the local approach or center controller for ATC flight following. They're typically not as busy at night and will be happy to accommodate. You should pay close attention to the fact that things will look a lot different visually than what you're accustomed to seeing in the daytime. For example, if you take off and climb out over an area where there are few or no lights, maintaining attitude by visual reference to a horizon will be quite difficult, if not impossible. This is actually instrument flying, so you'll need the ability to do it safely. Another example. In the daytime, you're probably getting pretty good at estimating altitude in the pattern without looking at the altimeter. That doesn't work at night, and frequent checks of the altimeter are required to verify safe altitude. The same thing goes for the base leg and the traffic pattern. It's easy to verify a safe altitude during the day with a quick glance out the window. There's a big difference at night, and you'll want to keep an eye on the altimeter as you descend through the final legs in the pattern. Pay particular attention to the lighting activation method in the airport facility directory. Some airports use a separate frequency other than the CTAF, which can catch you off guard if not prepared. While lighting intensities will vary, you can't go wrong with clicking the mic 7 times to activate the highest intensity lighting. And make it a habit to reset the lighting again when on downwind to avoid turning off when on base or short final. Make it a point to check the visual glide slope approach angle to each runway. The standard is 3 degrees, but sometimes you'll see 3.5 or even 4 if there are obstacles nearby, which require you to fly a steeper approach than normal. Something else to consider when on final at night is that there's a better chance for wildlife to hang out near the runway as things cool off. You may want to fly a low pass down the runway to inspect for and clear any deer or rodents before circling around for a final landing. Even though night flying requires a little extra preparation, you'll find it very peaceful and rewarding. The air is almost always smooth and the views are incredible. It really is a great time to fly.